What's up? It's your boy Isaac Turner. This is my 1995 Chevy G20 van that I just started converting, and basically I'm doing it one step at a time myself, figuring it out. And what I want to do is share with you what I figured out, how I did it, what I learned, so that maybe it'll help you with your build. So I'm basing the first step is insulation, and I'm basing my insulation job off of a website called the Nomad Home. I think that's what it is. I hope I'm not wrong, right? So basically, you're gonna gut the van, take out anything you're gonna take out. I have a cargo van. It was pretty easy. I got to the bare metal, and then you're just gonna clean the surface with whatever, and then you're basically gonna insulate it with Polyiso foam board, which you can get at Home Depot, Lowe's, whatever. Right, so the majority of your heat is going to come out of your ceiling. So this is 1 inch thick Polyiso or ISO, I don't know, foam board, and then I've only got 1/2 inch on the sides, right? So what you do is basically you're going to get a tape measure, you're going to mark your board. I cut it, and then you use a utility knife. I used a straight edge, cut the Polyiso, cracked it, finished cutting it. And then I just kind of stuck it up here, and you see like this corner right here. And then I kind of just eyeballed it, took it down, cut it, eyeballed it, cut it down, and just kind of got it all to fit, right? So what I did, or what I suggest you do, because this isn't what I did, is I would go through and just cut the whole van, right? And then mark it. So like this panel was 4 top, and then on these big long panels, I started cutting them in half instead of trying to put the whole thing up. It just made it easy. And then you see how this is curved? So this Polyiso foam board is pretty rigid, like it cracks. So I started scoring it with the curve, if I had a curve, and then it kind of cracks in, right? So once all your boards are cut, you've got it all marked out, you know where it needs to go, you get it's 3M 90 strength spray glue. I should show you this, but I forgot to bring it. So what you do, and this is you basically spray the panel, get good coverage on your van, and then you spray the side of the Polyiso foam board where so it has 2 surfaces. So Polyiso, van wall, boom. And you're gonna let it sit till it gets tacky. Don't let it sit too long, and you put a board up and it falls down, which happened to me. So don't do that. So it's gonna get kind of tacky, kind of still wet. Look up tacky if you don't know what that means. And then you put it up here, crack it in. And then I cut a little 1x4 with a little strip underneath it, and I braced it to kind of hold it in and hold pressure on the panel. And then I did the same thing again with this. Well, actually, I usually sprayed this whole section when I was gluing it. So now this section is ready. I put this section up, cracked it in, braced it, boom. Let it sit for a minute, right? And then that'll be dry in about 5 to 10 minutes. And then you come to the next one. Spray the van, this whole section, spray the back of the panels, first panel up, crack it in, brace it with something. I used a 1x4, and this is still braced. Boom, boom, boom. Put this in, brace it. Now at this point, when I get to this panel, I'd pull the braces from over here and just kind of, you know, back and forth. The less gaps you have, the less of this crap you gotta put in, right? Which is the next step. Okay, so now you've got all your foam board glued up, right? This crap sucks. This is, so basically you're gonna have cracks, gaps, holes, things like that, right? Majority of your heat's the ceiling. The closer it gets to the floor, I didn't even insulate the floor, it doesn't really matter that much. The closer it gets to the floor, the less heat you're losing. This is the main priority part, right? So I've got it all glued up. I use this Great Stuff foam stuff, and if you're gonna do that, I swore it off about halfway through. Mask everything, gloves. You see my nose right here? I got foam on my nose and it ripped half the skin off. Cover up. The stuff's nasty, right? I'd spray it, it'd be dripping, it's drying on everything. It was gross. I hated it. But then I went to Lowe's the other day and apparently they got a new nozzle that's a smart nozzle and doesn't do all that. I didn't use that. Buy that one if you're gonna do it. So now all your foam board's up, glued. You're gonna take your foam, fill all your gaps. It's nasty, clean up. Be prepared, it's gross. So after you've foamed it all out, you're gonna let it dry. Boom. Then you're gonna take a knife and you're gonna kind of even it out because you're gonna put walls up. And then I took Reflectix tape. So like there was a couple little holes I missed. And I wasn't gonna mess with that foam crap again. So I just took Reflectix tape and kind of patched all the holes. Really focusing on the ceilings. Cut the foam down even so I have a nice even space to put walls on. And okay, so now all your panels are good, right? And then I cut this is pretty self-explanatory. I just kind of measured this. I cut Reflectix for all the windows to keep the heat or the cold from coming or leaving the windows, right? So I just kind of measured it, cut it, and then just kind of edged it and pushed it in here. And I think I'm gonna put some Velcro on each side so that it'll hold up no matter what. So that's how I insulated my van. That's how I learned how to do it. If you have any questions, hit me up. I've never done it before, but I can at least help you with what I learned and how I did it. But yeah, that's pretty much it. And then I put some Reflectix in the door panels too, and just tried to cover every surface I could with something. And so far it seems pretty good. I just finished doing it today. I wanted to share with you how I did it and what I learned. Again, subscribe. I'm going to be doing my whole van and I'm going to be doing a video on each step that I do. Next is electrical. It's expensive. This was probably about $300 ish on the insulation part. It's your boy Isaac Turner signing off. Peace out.
Set goals and a business every day, just one step will take you on your way. Set goals and a business every day, just one step will take you on your way. Set goals.